Act 4 of Every Man Out of His Humour by Ben Jonson. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Scene 1. A room in Deliro's house. Enter Frangoso, Phallus following him.
Why are you so melancholy, brother?
I am not melancholy, I thank you, sister.
Why are you not merry, then? There are but two of us in all the world, and if we should not be comforts one to another, God help us.
Faith, I cannot tell, sister. But if a man had any true melancholy in him, it would make him melancholy to see his yeomanly father cut his neighbours' throats, to make his son a gentleman, and yet, when he has cut them, he will see his son's throat cut too, ere he make him a true gentleman indeed, before death cut his own throat. I must be the first head of our house, and yet he will not give me the head till I be made so. Is any man termed a gentleman that is not always in the fashion? I would know but that.
If you be melancholy for that, brother, I think I have as much cause to be melancholy as any one. For I'll be sworn, I live as little in the fashion as any woman in London. By the faith of a gentlewoman, beast that I am to say it, I have not one friend in the world besides my husband. When saw you Master Fastidious Brisk, brother?
But a while since, sister, I think. I know not well in truth. By this hand I could fight with all my heart, methinks.
Nay, good brother, be not resolute.
I sent him a letter, and he writes me no answer neither.
Oh, sweet Fastidious Brisk! Oh, fine courtier! Thou art he makest me sigh, and say how blessed is that woman that hath a courtier to her husband, and how miserable a dame she is that hath neither husband nor friend in the court. O sweet Fastidious! O fine courtier! How comely he bows him in his courtesy! How full he hits a woman between the lips when he kisses! How upright he sits at the table! How daintily he carves! How sweetly he talks, and tells news of this lord and of that lady! How cleanly he wipes his spoon at every spoonful of any white meat he eats! And what a neat case of pictus he carries about him still! O sweet Fastidious! O fine courtier!
Enter Deliro at a distance with musicians.
See, yonder she is, gentlemen. Now, as ever you'll bear the name of musicians, touch your instruments sweetly. She has a delicate ear, I tell you. Play not a false note, I beseech you.
Fear not, Signor Deliro.
Oh, begin some sprightly thing. Lord, how my imagination labours with the success of it.
They strike up a lively tune.
Well said, good in faith. Heaven grant it please her. I'll not be seen, for then she'll be sure to dislike it.
Hey, da! Oh, this is excellent. I'll lay my life this is my husband's dotage. I thought so. Nay, never play bo-peep with me. I know you do nothing but study how to anger me, sir.
Deliro, coming forward.
Anger thee, sweet wife? Why, didst thou not send for musicians at supper last night thyself?
To supper, sir. Now come up to supper, I beseech you. As though there were no difference between supper time, when folks should be merry, and this time, when they should be melancholy. Oh, I would never take upon me to take a wife, if I had no more judgment to please her.
Be pleased, sweet wife, and they shall have done. And would to fate my life were done, if I can never please thee.
Exeunt musicians. Enter Macalenti.
Save you, lady. Where is Master Deliro?
Here, Master McClinty. You are welcome from court, sir. No doubt you have been graced exceedingly of Master Brisk's mistress, and the rest of the ladies for his sake.
Alas, the poor fantastic! He's scarce known to any lady there, and those that know him the simplest man of all they know, deride and play upon his amorous humours, though he but apishly doth imitate the gallantest courtiers, kissing ladies' pumps, holding the cloth for them, praising their wits, and servilely observing every one may do them pleasure, fearful to be seen with any man, though he be ne'er so worthy, that's not in grace with some that are the greatest. Thus courtiers do, and these he counterfeits, but sets no such a sightly carriage upon their vanities as they themselves, and therefore they despise him. For indeed he's like the zany to a tumbler that tries tricks after him to make men laugh.
Paulus (aside).
He is an unthankful, spiteful wretch. The good gentleman vouchsafed to make him his companion, because my husband put him into a few rags, and now see how the unrude rascal backbites him.
Is he no more graced amongst them then, say you?
Faith, like a pawn at chess, fills up a room, that's all.
Paulus (aside).
Oh, monster of man! Can the earth bear such an envious caitiff?
Well, I repent me I ever credited him so much. But now I see what he is, and that his masking visor is off, I'll forbear him no longer. All his lands are mortgaged to me, and forfeited. Besides, I have bonds of his in my hand for the receipt of now £50, now 100, now 200. Still, as he has had a fan but wagged at him, he would be in a new suit. Well, I'll salute him by a sergeant the next time I see him, in faith. I'll suit him.
Why, he may soon see him, sir, for he is to meet Signor Pontarvolo at a notary's, by the exchange presently, where he meant to take up upon return.
Now out upon thee, Judas! Canst thou not be content to backbite thy friend, but thou must betray him? Wilt thou seek the undoing of any man, and of such a man too? And will you, sir, get your living by the counsel of traitors?
Dear wife, have patience.
Oh, the house will fall, the ground will open and swallow us. I'll not bide here for all the gold and silver in heaven.
Exit with Fungoso.
Oh, good Maclenty, let's follow and appease her, or the peace of my life is at an end.
Exit.
Now peas, and not peace, feed that life, whose head hangs so heavily over a woman's manger.
Exit. Scene 2. Another room in the same. Enter Paulus and Fungoso running. She claps to the door.
Help me, brother. Oddsbody, and you come here, I'll do myself a mischief.
Deliro within.
Nay, hear me, sweet wife. Unless thou wilt have me go, I will not go.
Tut! You shall never have that vantage of me to say you are undone by me. I'll not bid you stay, I. Brother, sweet brother, here's 4 angels I'll give you towards your suit. For the love of gentry, and as ever you came of Christian creature, make haste to the water side, you know, where Master Fastidious uses to land, and give him warning of my husband's malicious intent, and tell him of that lean rascal's treachery. O heavens, how my flesh rises at him! Nay, sweet brother, make haste. You may say I would have writ to him, but that the necessity of the time would not permit. He cannot choose but take it extraordinarily from me. And commend me to him, good brother. Say I sent you.
Exit.
Let me see. These 4 angels. Then 40 shillings more I can borrow of my gown in Fetter Lane. Well, I will go presently, say on my suit, pay as much money as I have, and swear myself into credit with my tailor for the rest.
Exit. Scene 3. Another room in the same. Enter Deliro and Macalenti.
Oh, on my soul, you wrong her, Maclenty. Though she be froward, yet I know she is honest.
Well, then have I no judgment. Would any woman but one that were wild in her affections have broke out into that immodest and violent passion against her husband? Or is it possible?
If you love me, forbear. All the arguments in the world shall never rest my heart to believe it.
Exeunt.
How like you the deciphering of his dotage?
Oh, strangely, and of the other's envy too, that labours so seriously to set debate twixt a man and his wife. Stay, here comes the knight adventurer.
Ay, and a scrivener with him.
Scene 4. Puntarvolo's lodgings. Enter Puntarvolo, notary, and servants with the dog and cat.
I wonder Monsieur Fastidious comes not. But, notary, if thou please to draw the indentures the while, I will give thee thy instructions.
With all my heart, sir, and I'll fall in hand with them presently.
Well then, first the sum is to be understood.
Notary writes.
Good, sir.
Next, our several appellations and the character of my dog and cat must be known. Show him the cat, sirrah.
So, sir.
Then, that the intended bound is the Turk's court in Constantinople, the time limited for our return a year, and that if either of us miscarry, the whole venture is lost. These are general, conceivest thou? Or if either of us turn Turk.
Aye, sir.
Now for particulars, that I may make my travels by sea or land to my best liking, and that hiring a coach for myself, it shall be lawful for my dog or cat, or both, to ride with me in the said coach.
Very good, sir.
That I may choose to give my dog or cat fish, for fear of bones, or any other nutriment that, by the judgment of the most authentical physicians where I travel, shall be thought dangerous.
Well, sir.
That, after the receipt of his money, he shall neither, in his own person, nor any other, either by direct or indirect means, as magic, witchcraft, or other such exotic arts, attempt, practice, or complot anything to the prejudice of me, my dog, or my cat. Neither shall I use the help of any such sorceries or enchantments, as unctions to make our skins impenetrable, or to travel invisible by virtue of a powder, or a ring, or to hang any three-forked charm about my dog's neck, secretly conveyed into his collar. Understand you? But that all be performed sincerely, without fraud or imposture.
So, sir.
That, for testimony of the performance, myself am to bring thence a Turk's mustachio, my dog a Grecian hare's lips, and my cat the train or tail of a Thracian rat.
Notary writes.
'Tis done, sir.
'Tis said, sir, not done, sir. But forward, that upon my return, and the landing at the Tower Wharf, with the aforesaid testimony, I am to receive 5 for 1, according to the proportion of the sums put forth.
Well, sir.
Provided that if before our departure, or setting forth, either myself or these be visited with sickness, or any other casual event, so that the whole course of the adventure be hindered thereby, that then he is to return, and I am to receive the prenominated proportion upon fair and equal terms.
Very good, sir. Is this all?
It is all, sir. And dispatch them, good notary.
As fast as is possible, sir.
Exit. Enter Carlo.
Oh, Carlo, welcome. Saw you, Monsieur Brisk?
Not I. Did he appoint you to meet here?
Aye, and I muse he should be so tardy. He is to take 100 pounds of me in venture, if he maintains his promise.
Is his hour past?
Not yet, but it comes on apace.
Tut, be not jealous of him. He will sooner break all the commandments than his hour. Upon my life, in such a case, trust him.
Methinks, Carlo, you look very smooth, ha!
Why, I came but now from a hothouse. I must needs look smooth.
From a hothouse?
Aye, do you make a wander on't? Why, it is your only physic. Let a man sweat once a week in a hothouse, and be well rubbed and frotted with a good plump juicy wench and sweet linen, he shall ne'er have the pox.
What, the French pox?
The French pox! Out pox! We have them in as good a form as they, man. What?
Let me perish, but thou art a salt one. Was your new-created gallant there with you, Sogliardo?
Oh, porpoise, hang him, no! He's a leisure at horns ordinary yonder. His villainous Ganymede and he have been droning a tobacco pipe but ever since yesterday noon.
Who? Signor Tripartite that would give my dog the whiff?
Aye, he. They have hired the chamber and all, private, to practicing for the making of the platoon, the receipt reciprocal, and a number of other mysteries not yet extant. I brought some dozen or 20 gallants this morning to view them, as you do a piece of perspective in at the keyhole, and there we might see Sogliardo sit in a chair, holding his snout up like a sow under an apple tree, while the other opened his nostrils with a poking stick to give the smoke a more free delivery. They had spit some 3 or 4 score ounces between them before we came away.
How? Spit 3 or 4 score ounces?
Aye, and preserved it in porringers, as a barber does his blood when he opens a vein.
Hout, pagan! How dost thou open the vein of thy friend?
Friend? Is there any such foolish thing in the world? Ha! Slid, I never relished it yet.
Thy humour is the more dangerous.
No, not a whit, senor. Tut, a man must keep time and all. I can oil my tongue when I meet him next, and look with a good sleek forehead. It will take away all soil of suspicion, and that's enough. What Linnaeus can see my heart? Fish, the title of a friend! It's a vain, idle thing only venerable among fools. You shall not have one that has any opinion of wit affected.
Enter Deliro and Macalenti.
Save you, good Sir Pontovolo.
Signor Deliro, welcome.
Pray you, sir, did you see Master Fastidious Brisk? I heard he was to meet your worship here.
You heard no figment, sir. I do expect him at every pulse of my watch.
In good time, sir.
There's a fellow now looks like one of the patricians of Sparta. Marry, his wit's after 10 the 100, a good bloodhound, a close-mouthed dog. He follows the scent well. Marry, he's at fault now, methinks.
I should wonder if that creature is free from the danger of thy tongue.
Oh, I cannot abide these limbs of Satan, or rather Satan indeed, that will walk, like the children of darkness, all day in a melancholy shop, with their pockets full of blanks, ready to swallow up as many poor unthrifts as come within the verge.
So, and what hast thou for him that is with him now?
Oh, damn me, immortality! I'll not meddle with him. The pure element of fire, all spirit, extraction.
How, Carlo? Ha! What is he, man?
A scholar, Macellente. Do you not know him? A rank, raw-boned anatomy. He walks up and down like a charged musket. No man dares encounter him. That's his rest there.
His rest? Why, has he a forked head?
Pardon me, that's to be suspended. You are too quick, too apprehensive.
Troth, now I think on't, I'll defer it till some other time.
Not by any means, signor. You shall not lose this opportunity. He will be here presently now.
Yes, faith, Maclenty, 'tis best. For look you, sir, I shall so exceedingly offend my wife in it, that—
Your wife? Now for shame lose these thoughts, and become the master of your own spirits. Should I, if I had a wife, suffer myself to be thus passionately carried to and fro with the stream of her humour, and neglect my deepest affairs, to serve her affections? Slight, I would geld myself first.
Oh, but, signor, had you such a wife as mine is, you would—
Such a wife. Now, hate me, sir, if ever I discerned any wonder in your wife yet. With all the speculation I have seen some that have been thought fairer than she in my time, and I have seen those have not been altogether so tall, esteemed properer women, and I have seen less noses grow upon sweeter faces that have done very well too, in my judgment. But in good faith, signor, for all this, the gentlewoman is a good, pretty, proud, hard-favoured thing. Marry not so peerlessly to be doted upon, I must confess. Nay, be not angry.
Well, sir, however you please to forget yourself, I have not deserved to be thus played upon. But henceforth pray you forbear my house, for I can but faintly endure the savour of his breath at my table that shall thus jade me for my courtesies.
Nay, then, signor, let me tell you, your wife is no proper woman, and by my life I suspect her honesty, that's more, which you may likewise suspect if you please, do you see? I'll urge you to nothing against your appetite, but if you please, you may suspect it.
Good sir.
Exit.
Good sir. Now, horn upon horn pursue thee, thou blind, egregious dotard.
Ah, you shall hear him speak like envy. Signor Mercilente, you saw Monsieur Brisk lately. I heard you were with him at court.
Ay, Buffone, I was with him.
And how is he respected there? I know you'll deal ingenuously with us. Is he made much of amongst the sweeter sort of gallants?
Faith, his civet and his casting-glass have helped him to a place amongst the rest, and there his seniors give him good slight looks after their garb, smile and salute in French with some new compliment.
What? Is this all?
Why, say that they should show the frothy fools such grace as they pretend comes from the heart. He had a mighty windfall, out of doubt. Why, how their graces are not to do grace to virtue or desert, but to ride both with their gilt spurs quite breathless from themselves. 'Tis now esteemed precisionism in wit and a disease in nature to be kind toward desert, to love or seek good names. Who feeds with a good name? Who thrives with loving? Who can provide feast for his own desires with serving others? 'Tis folly by our wisest worldlings proved, if not to gain by love, to be beloved.
How like you him? He's not a good spiteful slave, eh?
Shrewd, shrewd.
Damn me, I could eat his flesh now, divine sweet villain.
Nay, prithee leave. What's he there?
Who? This in the starched beard? It's the dull, stiff-eyed Ponderabolo man. He's to travel now presently. He has a good naughty wit, Mary. He carries little on out of the land with him.
How then?
He puts it forth in venture, as he does his money upon the return of a dog and cat.
Is this he?
Ay, this is he, a good tough gentleman. He looks like a shield of bronze at Shrovetide, out of date and ready to take his leave, or a dry pole of ling upon Easter Eve that has furnished the table all Lent, as he has done the city this last vacation.
Come, you'll never leave their stabbing similes. I shall have you aiming at me with them by and by, but...
Oh, renounce me then. Pure, honest, good devil, I love thee above the love of women. I could ill melt in admiration of thee now. Odds so, look here, man. Sir Dagonet and his squire.
Enter Sagliardo and Shift.
Save you, my dear gallantos. Nay, come, approach, good cavalier. Prithee, sweet knight, how this gentleman? He's one that is to pleases me to use as my good friend and companion, and therefore do him good offices. I beseech you, gentles, know him. I know him all over.
Sir, for Signor Sagliardo's sake, let it suffice. I know you.
Why, as I am a gentleman now?
I thank you, knight, and it shall suffice. Hark you, Sir Tarvalo, you'd little think it. He's as resolute a piece of flesh as any in the world.
Indeed, sir.
Upon my gentility, sir. Carlo, a word with you. Do you see that same fellow there?
What, Cavalier Shart?
Oh, you know him. Cry you mercy. Before me, I think him the tallest man living within the walls of Europe.
The walls of Europe? Take heed what you say, senor. Europe's a huge thing within the walls.
Tut, and 'twere as huge again. I justify what I speak. Slid, he swaggered even now in a place where we were. I never saw a man do it more resolute.
Nay, indeed, swaggering is a good argument of resolution. Do you hear this, senor?
Ay, to my grief. Oh, that such muddy flags for every drunken flourish should achieve the name of manhood, whilst true perfect valour, hating to show itself, goes by despised. Heart, I do know now, in a fair just cause, I dare do more than he, 1,000 times. Why should they not take knowledge of this, huh? And give my worth allowance before his? Because I cannot swagger. Now, the pox light on your pix-hatched prowess.
Why, I tell you, sir, he had been the only bid stand that ever kept Newmarket, Salisbury Plain, Hockey in the Hole, Gadshill, and all the high places of any request. He has had his mares and his geldings. He have been
worth
40, 60, 100 pound a horse, would ha' sprung you over the hedge and ditch like your greyhound. He has done 500 robberies in his time, more or less, I assure you.
What, and scaped?
Scaped, I faith, aye. He has broken the
jail
when he has been in irons, and been out and in again, and out and in 40 times, and not so few he.
A fit trumpet to proclaim such a person.
But can this be possible?
Pardon me, my dear Orestes. Causes have their quiddits, and 'tis ill jesting with bell-ropes.
How? Pylades and Orestes?
Ay, he is my Pylades, and I his Orestes. How like you the conceit?
Oh, 'tis an old stale interlude device. No, I'll give you names myself, look you. He shall be your Judas, and you shall be his elder traitor hang-on.
Nay, but rather let him be Captain Pod, and this his motion, for he does nothing but show him.
Excellent. Or thus, you shall be Holden, and he your camel.
You do not mean to ride, gentlemen.
Faith, let me end it for you, gallants. You shall be his countenance, and he your resolution.
Troth, that's pretty. How say you, cavaliers, shall it be so?
Aye, aye, most voices.
Faith, I am easily yielding to any good impressions.
Then give hands, good resolution.
Mass, he cannot say good countenance now properly to him again.
Yes, by an irony.
Oh, sir, the countenance of resolution should, as he is, be altogether grim and unpleasant.
Enter Fastidious Brisk.
Good hours, make music with your mirth, gentlemen, and keep time to your humours. How now, Carlo?
Monsieur Brisk, many a long look have I extended for you, sir.
Good faith, I must crave pardon. I was invited this morning ere I was out of my bed by a bevy of ladies to a banquet, whence it was almost one of Hercules's labours for me to come away, but that the respect of my promise did so prevail with me. I know they'll take it very ill, especially one that gave me this bracelet of her hair but overnight, and this pearl another gave me from her forehead. Marry, she— What, are the writings ready?
I will send my men to know. Sirrah, go you to the notary's, and learn if he be ready. Leave the dog, sir.
Exit servant.
And how does my rare qualified friend Sogliardo? O Signor Masalante, by these eyes I saw you not. I had saluted you sooner else, my troth. I hope, sir, I may presume upon you that you will not divulge my late check or disgrace. Indeed, sir.
You may, sir.
He knows some notorious jest by this gull, that he hath him so obsequious.
Monsieur Fastidious, do you see this fellow there? Does he not look like a clown? Would you think there were anything in him?
Anything in him? Beshrew me, aye, the fellow hath a good ingenious face.
By this element he is as ingenious a tall man as ever swaggered about London. He and I call countenance and resolution by his name as cavaliers shift.
Cavalier, you knew Signor Clogg, that was hanged for the robbery at Harrow on the Hill?
Knew him, sir? Why, 'twas he gave all the directions for the action.
How? Was that your project, sir?
Pardon me, countenance. You do me some wrong to make occasions public which I imparted to you in private.
God's will. Here are none but friends, resolution.
That's all one. Things of consequence must have their respects. Where, how, and to whom? Yes, sir, he showed himself a true clog in the coherence of that affair, sir. For if he had managed matters as they were corroborated to him, it had been better for him by a 40 or 50 score of pounds, sir. And he himself might have lived in despite of fates to have fed on woodcocks with the rest. But it was his heavy fortune to sink, poor clog, and therefore talk no more of him.
Why, had he more aiders then?
Oh, Lord, sir! Ay, there were some present there, that were the 9 worthies to him, I faith.
Ay, sir, I can satisfy you at more convenient conference. But for mine own part, I have now reconciled myself to other courses, and profess a living out of my other qualities.
Nay, he has left all now, I assure you, and is able to live like a gentleman by his qualities. By this dog, he has the most rare gift in tobacco that ever you knew.
He keeps more ado with this monster than ever Banks did with his horse, or the fellow with the elephant.
He will hang out his picture shortly, in a cloth, you shall see.
Oh, he does manage a quarrel the best that ever you saw, for terms and circumstances.
Good faith, Signor, now you speak of a quarrel. I'll acquaint you with the difference that happened between a gallant and myself. Sir Puntavolo, you know him, if I should name him Signor Luculento.
Luculento, what inauspicious chance interposed itself to your 2 loves?
Faith, sir, the same that sundered Agamemnon and great Thetis' son, but let the cause escape, sir. He sent me a challenge, mixed with some few braves, which I restored, and did find we met. Now indeed, sir, I must tell you he did offer at first very desperately, but without judgment, for look you, sir, I cast myself into this figure. Now he comes violently on, and withal advances his rapier to strike. I thought to have took his arm, for he had left his whole body to my election, and I was sure he could not recover his guard. Sir, I missed my purpose in his arm, rashed his doublet sleeve, ran him close by the left cheek and through his hair. He again lights me here. I had on a gold cable hatband. Then new come up, which I wore about a merry French hat I had, cuts my hatband, and yet it was massy goldsmith's work, cuts my brims, which by good fortune, being thick embroidered with gold twist and spangles, disappointed the force of the blow. Nevertheless, it grazed on my shoulder, takes me away 6 pearls of an Italian cut-work band I wore, cost me £3 in the exchange but 3 days before.
This was a strange encounter.
Nay, you shall hear, sir. With this we both fell out, and breathed. Now, upon the second side of his assault, I betook me to the former manner of my defence. He on the other side abandoned his body to the same danger as before, and follows me still with blows. But I, being loth to take the deadly advantage that lay before me of his left side, made a kind of stramazoon, ran him up to the hilts through the doublet, through the shirt, and yet missed the skin. He, making a reverse blow, falls upon my embossed girdle I had thrown off the hangers a little before, strikes off a skirt of a thick laced satin doublet I had, lined with 4 taffetas, cut off 2 panes embroidered with pearl, rends through the drawings out of tissue, enters the linings, and skips the flesh.
I wonder he speaks not of his rot shirt.
Here, in the opinion of mutual damage, we paused. But ere I proceed, I must tell you, Signor, that in this last encounter, not having leisure to put off my silver spurs, one of the rowels catched hold of the ruffle of my boot, and being Spanish leather and subject to tear, overthrows me, rends me 2 pair of silk stockings, that I put on, being somewhat a raw morning, a peach colour and another, and strikes me some half-inch deep into the side of the calf. He, seeing the blood come, presently takes horse and away. I, having bound up my wound with a piece of my wrought shirt,
Comes it in there?
rid after him, and lighting at the court gate both together, embraced and marched hand in hand up into the presence. Was not this business well carried?
Well, yes. And by this we can guess what apparel the gentleman wore.
For valour, it was the designment begun with much resolution, maintained with as much prowess, and ended with more humanity.
Re-enter servant.
How now? What says the notary?
He says he is ready, sir. He stays but your worship's pleasure.
Come, we will go to him, monsieur. Gentlemen, shall we entreat you to be witnesses?
You shall entreat me, sir. Come, resolution.
I follow you, good countenance.
Come, signor, come.
Exeunt all but Maculenti.
Oh, that there should be fortune to clothe these men so naked in desert, and that the just storm of a wretched life beats them not ragged for their wretched souls, and senses fruitless, even as black as coals.
Exit.
Why, but, Signor, how comes it that Fungoso appeared not with his sister's intelligence to brisk?
Marry, long are the evil angels that she gave him, who have indeed tempted the good simple youth to follow the tail of the fashion, and neglect the imposition of his friends. Behold, here he comes, very worshipfully attended, and with good variety.
Scene 5. A room in Deliro's house. Enter Fungoso in a new suit, followed by his tailor, shoemaker, and haberdasher.
Gramercy, good shoemaker, I'll put to strings myself.
Exit shoemaker.
Now, sir, let me see. What must you have for this hat?
Here's the bill, sir.
How does it become me? Well?
Excellent, sir, as ever you had any hat in your life.
Nay, you'll say so all.
In faith, sir, the hat's as good as any man in this town can serve you, and will maintain fashion as long. Never trust me for a groat else.
Does it apply well to my suit?
Exceeding well, sir.
How likest thou my suit, haberdasher?
By my troth, sir, 'tis very rarely well made. I never saw a suit sit better, I can tell on.
Nay, we have no art to please our friends, we.
Here, haberdasher, tell the same.
Gives him money.
Good faith, sir, it makes you have an excellent body.
Nay, believe me, I think I have as good a body in clothes as another.
You lack points to bring your apparel together, sir.
I'll have points anon. How now? Is't right?
Faith, sir, 'tis too little, but upon farther hopes. Good morrow to you, sir.
Exit.
Farewell, good haberdasher. Well now, Master Snip, let me see your bill.
Methinks he discharges his followers too thick.
Oh, therein he saucily imitates some great man, I warrant you, though he turns off them. He keeps this tailor, in place of a page, to follow him still.
This bill is very reasonable, in faith. Hark you, Master Snip. Troth, sir, I am not altogether so well furnished at this present as I could wish I were, but if you'll do me the favour to take part in hand, you shall have all I have by this hand.
Sir.
And but give me credit for the rest, till the beginning of the next term.
O Lord, sir.
'Fore God, and by this light, I'll pay you to the utmost, and acknowledge myself very deeply engaged to you by the courtesy.
Why, how much have you there, sir?
Mary, I have here 4 angels and 15 shillings of white money. It's all I have, as I hoped to be blessed.
You will not fail me at the next term with the rest?
No. And I do, pray heaven I be hanged. Let me never breathe again upon this mortal stage, as the philosopher calls it. By this air, and as I am a gentleman, I'll hold.
He were an iron-hearted fellow, in my judgment, that would not credit him upon this volley of oaths.
Well, sir, I'll not stick with any gentleman for a trifle. You know what 'tis remains.
Ay, sir, and I give you thanks in good faith. O fate, how happy I am made in this good fortune! Well, now I'll go seek out Monsieur Brisk. Odd so! I forgot riband for my shoes and points. Slid, what luck's this? How shall I do? Master Snip, pray let me reduct some 2 or 3 shillings for points and ribands. As I am an honest man, I have utterly disfurnished myself in the default of memory. Pray let me be beholding to you. It shall come home in the bill, believe me.
Faith, sir, I can hardly depart with ready money, but I'll take up and send you some by my boy presently. What coloured riband would you have?
What you shall think meet, in your judgment, sir, to my suit.
Well, I'll send you some presently.
And points too, sir?
And points too, sir.
Good Lord, how shall I study to deserve this kindness of you, sir? Pray let your youth make haste, for I should have done a business an hour since that I doubt I shall come too late.
Exit Taylor.
Now, in good faith, I am exceeding proud of my suit.
Do you observe the plunges that this poor gallant is put to, Signor, to purchase the fashion?
Ay, and to be still a fashion behind with the world. That's the sport.
Stay. Oh, here they come from sealed and delivered.
Scene 6. Puntarvolo's lodgings. Enter Puntarvolo, fastidious brisk in a new suit, and servants with a dog.
Well, now my whole adventure is forth. I will resolve to depart shortly.
Faith, Sir Puntarvolo, go to the court and take leave of the ladies first.
I care not if it be this afternoon's labour. Where is Carlo?
Here he comes.
Enter Carlo, Sogliardo, Shift, and Maclienti.
Faith, gallants, I am persuading this gentleman.
Points to Sogliardo.
To turn the courtier. He is a man of fair revenue, and his estate will bear the charge well. Besides, for his other gifts of the mind, or so, why, they are as nature lent him them, pure, simple, without any artificial drug or mixture of these 2 threadbare beggarly qualities, learning and knowledge, and therefore the more accommodate and genuine. Now, for the life itself.
Oh, the most celestial and full of wonder and delight that can be imagined, Signor, beyond thought and apprehension of pleasure. A man lives there in that divine rapture, that he will think himself in the 9th heaven for the time, and lose all sense of mortality whatsoever. When he shall behold such glorious and almost immortal beauties, hear such angelical and harmonious voices, discourse with such flowing and ambrosial spirits, whose wits are as sudden as lightning, and humorous as nectar, oh, it makes a man all quintessence and flame, and lifts him up in a moment to the very crystal crown of the sky, where, hovering in the strength of his imagination, he shall behold all the delights of the Hesperides, the Insulae Fortunatae, Adonis gardens, Tempe, or what else, confined within the amplest verge of poesy, to be mere ombre and imperfect figures, conferred with the most essential felicity of your court.
Well, this Iconium was not extemporal. It came too perfectly off.
Besides, sir, you shall never need to go to a hothouse. You shall sweat there with courting your mistress, or losing your money at Primero, as well as in all the stoves in Sweden. Nay, this, sir, you must ever be sure to carry good strong perfume about you, that your mistress's dog may smell you out amongst the rest. And in making love to her, never fear to be out, for you may have a pipe of tobacco, or a bass viol shall hang on the wall. Of purpose will put you in presently. The tricks your resolution has taught you in tobacco, the whiff, and those slights, will stand you in very good ornament there.
Ay, to some perhaps. But then he should come to my mistress with tobacco, this gentleman knows, she'd reply upon him, i' faith. Oh, by this bright sun, she has the most acute, ready, and facetious wit that tut, there's no spirit able to stand her. You can report it, Signor, you have seen her.
Then can he report no less out of his judgment, I assure him.
Troth, I like her well enough, but she's too self-conceited, methinks.
Ay, indeed, she's a little too self-conceited, and 'twere not for that humour, she were the most to be admired lady in the world.
Indeed, it is a humour that takes from her other excellences.
Why, it may easily be made to forsake her, in my thought.
Easily, sir. There are all impossibilities easy.
You conclude too quick upon me, Signor. What will you say, if I make it so perspicuously appear now that you yourself shall confess nothing more possible?
Mary, I will say I will both applaud and admire you for it.
And I will second him in the admiration.
Why, I'll show you, gentlemen. Carlo, come hither.
Baccalenti, Carlo, Puntarvolo, and Fastidius whisper together.
Good faith, I have a great humour to the court. What thinks my resolution? Shall I adventure?
Troth, countenance, as you please. The place is a place of good reputation and capacity.
Oh, my tricks in tobacco, as Carlo says, will show excellent there.
Why, you may go with these gentlemen now and see fashions, and after as you shall see correspondence.
You say true. You will go with me, Resolution?
I will meet you, countenance, about 3 or 4 o'clock. But to say to go with you I cannot. For, as I am Applejohn, I am to go before the cockatrice you saw this morning, and therefore pray, present me excused, good countenance.
Farewell, good Resolution, but fail not to meet.
As I live.
Exit.
Admirably excellent.
If you can but persuade Soliardo to court, there's all now.
Oh, let me alone. That's my task.
Goes to Sogliardo.
Now, by wit, Messalante, it's above measure excellent. 'Twill be the only court exploit that ever proved courtier ingenious.
Upon my soul, it puts the lady quite out of her humour, and we shall laugh with judgment.
Come, the gentleman was of himself resolved to go with you afore I moved it.
Why then, gallants, you two and Carlo go afore to prepare the jest. Soliardo and I will come some while after you.
Pardon me, I am not for the court.
That's true. Carlo comes not at court indeed. Well, you shall leave it to the faculty of Monsieur Burlesque and myself. Upon our lives we will manage it happily. Carlo shall bespeak supper at the Meter against we come back, where we will meet and dimple our cheeks with laughter at the success.
Ay, but will you promise to come?
Myself shall undertake for them. He that fails, let his reputation lie under the lash of thy tongue.
Odd so, look who comes here.
Enter Frongoso.
What, nephew?
Uncle, God save you. Did you see a gentleman, one Monsieur Brisk, a courtier? He goes in such a suit as I do.
Here is the gentleman, nephew, but not in such a suit.
Huh. Another suit?
How now, nephew?
Would you speak with me, sir?
Ay, when he has recovered himself, poor Paul.
Some Rosa Solis.
How now, signor?
I am not well, sir.
Why, this it is, to dog the fashion.
Nay, come, gentlemen, remember your affairs. His disease is nothing but the flax of apparel.
Sirs, return to the lodging. Keep the cat safe. I'll be the dog's guardian myself.
Exeunt servants.
Nephew, will you go to court with us? These gentlemen and I are for the court. Nay, be not so melancholy.
Slid! I think no man in Christendom has that rascally fortune that I have.
Faith, your suit is well enough, signor.
Nay, not for that, I protest. But I had an errand to Monsieur Fastidious, and I have forgot it.
Why, go along to court with us, and remember it. Come, gentlemen, you three take one boat, and Soliardo and I will take another. We shall be there instantly.
Content. Good sir, vouchsafe us your pleasance.
Farewell, Carlo. Remember.
I warrant you. Would I had one of Cam's shoes to throw after you.
Good fortune will close the eyes of our jest, fear not, and we shall frolic.
Exeunt.
This Macalente, signor, begins to be more sociable on a sudden, methinks, than he was before. There's some portent in it, I believe.
Oh, he's a fellow of a strange nature. Now does he, in this calm of his humour, plot, and store up a world of malicious thoughts in his brain, till he is so full with them, that you shall see the very torrent of his envy break forth like a land flood, and against the course of all their affections oppose itself so violently, that you will almost have wonder to think how 'tis possible the current of their dispositions shall receive so quick and strong an alteration.
Ay, marry, sir, this is that on which my expectation had dwelt all this while. For I must tell you, signor, though I was loath to interrupt the scene, yet I made it a question of mine own private discourse how he should properly call it every man out of his humour, when I saw all his actors so strongly pursue and continue their humours.
Why, therein his art appears most full of lustre, and approacheth nearest to life, especially when in the flame and height of their humours they are laid flat. It fills the eye better, and with more contentment. How tedious a sight were it to behold a proud exalted tree kept and cut down by degrees, when it might be felled in a moment, and to set the axe to it before it came to that pride and fullness, were as not to have it grow.
Well, I shall long till I see this fall you talk of.
To help your longing, signor, let your imagination be swifter than a pair of oars, and by this suppose Puntovolo, Brisk, Fungoso, and the dog arrived at the court gate, and going up to the great chamber. Masalente and Soliardo will leave them on the water, till possibility and natural means may land them. Here come the gallants. Now, prepare your expectations.
End of Act 4.